Vatican City, a name synonymous with faith, history and art, stands as a unique entity in the heart of Rome. It is the spiritual heart of the Catholic Church, drawing millions of pilgrims and visitors each year. This independent city-state is home to the Pope, the leader of the Catholic faith, who resides within its sacred walls. Beyond its religious significance, Vatican City is also a treasure trove of art and architecture, housing some of the world's most iconic masterpieces. Despite its immense global influence, reaching billions of Catholics worldwide, Vatican City is astonishingly small, a fact that often surprises first-time visitors. It measures just 44 hectares, which translates to about 110 acres, a remarkably compact area. In fact, you could leisurely walk across the entire Vatican City in less than an hour, taking in its sights and sounds. This begs the question, how did such a powerful and influential institution, wielding spiritual authority over so many, end up confined to such a tiny space? The answer is a complex tapestry woven from centuries of conflict, political upheaval, and the ever-shifting landscape of the rise and fall of empires across Europe. There was a time when the Pope ruled vast territories as a temporal monarch, commanding armies and governing lands, but today his sovereignty is confined to a walled enclave nestled within the bustling city of Rome. This dramatic transformation was shaped by war, the fervent rise of nationalism, and the relentless power struggles that define 19th century Europe. So, to truly understand why the Vatican is so remarkably small, we must embark on a journey back in time to when the papacy commanded not only spiritual authority, but also vast lands and formidable armies. Let's journey together through the dramatic and often turbulent history that ultimately led to the creation of Vatican City, the world's smallest independent state. Before Vatican City became the independent state we know today, an entirely different kind of papal domain existed. For centuries, the popes ruled the papal states, a vast and influential territory that played a pivotal role in European history. This powerful realm was born from the gradual collapse of the Roman Empire, filling the power vacuum left in its wake. As Roman authority waned, the Church stepped in to provide stability and governance. Land grants from nobles and kings seeking favor or divine blessing, like the pivotal donation of Pepin in 756, solidified the Pope's control and officially gave the Pope dominion and controls over a large swath of central Italy. This marked a turning point, establishing the Papal States as a tangible political entity. For over 1,000 years, through shifting tides of fortune, the Pope was not only the spiritual leader of the Catholic Church, but also a sovereign monarch wielding considerable temporal power. He was responsible for collecting taxes from the citizens within his realm, minting coins to facilitate trade and commerce, and commanding armies to defend the Papal States from external threats and internal rebellions. The Papal States stretched from Rome, the heart of Christendom, north to Ravenna, a city with its own rich history and strategic importance, effectively making the Pope a key player and often a kingmaker in the complex and ever-shifting landscape of Italian politics. This temporal power, though often criticized, was seen as essential by the papacy for protecting the Church's independence and autonomy from the interference of secular rulers and ambitious emperors. The popes, therefore, fiercely defended their lands and prerogatives, skillfully using diplomacy and negotiation, and when necessary, military force to survive and thrive in a landscape characterized by shifting alliances, treacherous rivalries, and near-constant warfare between competing city-states and foreign powers. The very existence of the Papal States profoundly shaped Italy's political map for centuries, effectively blocking Italian unification and national consolidation for centuries, creating a patchwork of independent entities. The Pope's kingdom was therefore both a spiritual center of global importance and a formidable political and military fortress, standing as a testament to the enduring power of the papacy. The Papal States were under constant threat, invaded, contested, and beset by rebellion. Medieval emperors, Italian families, and foreign powers all fought for control, while popes like Julius II led armies to defend their realm. The Renaissance brought both artistic glory and military strife, with the papacy caught in the crossfire of European power struggles. Internal revolts and external invasions chipped away at papal lands. By the 18th century, the idea of a religious kingdom was becoming outdated. The papacy's temporal power was increasingly precarious, setting the stage for its final dramatic reduction. The long struggle for survival would soon reach its breaking point. The French Revolution and Napoleon's rise, a period of immense upheaval, shattered the old order across Europe, and the Papal States were swept away in its wake. In 1798, French forces occupied Rome, deposed the Pope, and briefly abolished his kingdom. Though restored after Napoleon's fall, the Papal States were never quite the same. The Napoleonic era introduced modern ideas and ignited Italian nationalism. Secret societies and revolutionaries now targeted the Papal States, seeking a unified secular Italy. Napoleon's conquest proved the Pope's kingdom could be dismantled and inspired future Italian patriots. The aura of papal inviolability was gone. The countdown to the end of the Papal States had truly begun. The 19th century Risorgimento movement, a surge of Italian nationalism, aimed to unite the fragmented Italian peninsula. It was a period of intense political and social upheaval, fueled by a desire for self-determination and independence from foreign powers. At the heart of the Italian peninsula, the Papal States, ruled by the Pope, stood firmly in the way of this unification. These territories represented a significant obstacle to a unified Italy. Visionary revolutionary leaders like Giuseppe Garibaldi and Giuseppe Mazzini, along with dedicated armies, courageously swept through central Italy, challenging the established order and pushing for unification. They engaged in fierce battles, ultimately defeating the papal forces who defended the Pope's temporal authority. This led to the annexation of significant territories, gradually eroding the Papal States' control over central Italy. By 1861, the Papal States were significantly reduced, confined to Rome and its immediate surroundings, a mere shadow of their former extent. The remaining territory was protected only by a French garrison, a symbol of the Pope's reliance on foreign powers for his continued rule. However, the political landscape shifted dramatically when France withdrew its troops in 1870 amidst the Franco-Prussian War. Seeing an opportunity to complete the unification, the Italian army swiftly seized the moment. On September 20th, 1870, Italian forces launched their final assault, breaching Rome's ancient walls at Porta Pia. After a brief but decisive battle, they successfully captured the city, marking a pivotal moment in Italian history. With the capture of Rome, the Pope's 1,000-year-old temporal power, his political authority over the Papal States was definitively over. In 1871, Rome was declared the capital of a newly unified Italy, symbolizing the culmination of the Risorgimento. Consequently, the Papal States, once a dominant force in Italian politics, vanished from the map, their territories absorbed into the Kingdom of Italy. The Pope's kingdom, which had wielded significant power and influence for centuries, was now relegated to a historical memory. Only the Vatican enclave, a tiny territory within Rome, remained under papal control, marking the beginning of a new chapter in the relationship between the papacy and the Italian state. After Rome's capture, the Roman question emerged. What would become of the Pope? Pope Pius IX refused to recognize the Italian state, declaring himself a prisoner in the Vatican and excommunicating the king. The Italian government offered privileges, but the popes rejected anything short of true sovereignty. For nearly 60 years, successive popes remained isolated within the Vatican, refusing to acknowledge Italy's authority. This standoff divided Italian society and created diplomatic headaches. The Church lacked legal standing as a state, while Italy struggled with internal division. Both sides quietly sought a solution to end the impasse. The stage was set for a historic compromise. In 1929, the Lateran Treaty finally resolved the Roman question. Negotiated between the Holy See and Mussolini's government, the treaty recognized Vatican City as a sovereign state. The Pope became monarch of his own tiny territory, while the Vatican recognized Italy and Rome as its capital. The treaty included financial compensation and established Catholicism's privileged status in Italy. The Vatican's borders were drawn to include St. Peter's Basilica, the papal palaces and gardens, just 44 hectares. The world's smallest state was born, ending the Pope's self-imposed imprisonment. The Church gained independence. Italy gained legitimacy. Vatican City remains a unique microstate, tiny in size, immense in influence.